All right, happy Valentine's Day. Let's put our hearts up. Let's go, let's
Yay.
go. Yay. Jim, where are your hearts? Do
Oh,
it again. All right.
I'm not used to this.
That's okay. There we go. We're getting you used to
All
it.
right, Jim.
Uh-huh. Well, thanks for coming on Valentine's Day, everybody. This is all about falling in love with your goal. And this is important because this is the thing that we're going after every single day. So, what you really want to think about is more than motivation. It's about more about inspiration, right? There's a difference between motivation and inspiration. Motivation comes from the outside. Motivation comes from, I don't know, seeing somebody else doing something, and you're like, yeah, I want to do that. Or being at an event and going, okay, I'm excited now. I'm going to go do it. Versus being in alignment and being inspired in spirit to do it. So when you're inspired, your goal becomes so powerful and it starts moving you and it helps you to really become the version of you who has the goal. But when we're only motivated, that's when we have, oh, uh, New Year's resolutions that go at the midpoint of January, right? We're like, this year's gonna be different. Let's go, right? And then we're like, I like the comfort zone better. So we have to start thinking in terms of ways that we're really going to change who we are, our lives, because that's the only way that we change. If we want something different, we have to be different. And so we have to start thinking in a different way, which means leading yourself through identity and through this burning desire, like Napoleon Hill talks about, and leading your economy, which would be structured action that you're taking every single day. And then once you get to that point, you can begin leading others and you can have responsibility and influence over other people. But it all starts with you on the inside. So Napoleon Hill teaches about a burning desire. And Thomas Troward, one of my absolute favorites, teaches about being into the spirit of your goal or into the spirit of life itself. And Wallace D. Wattles talks about taking aligned action. And when we put all those three things together, this kind of came to me this past week, actually. I was like, huh, I wonder what my workshop's going to be about. And as Allison and I were talking through thinking into results this past week, I said, oh, okay, now I know. So we want to combine those three, the burning desire, the entering into the spirit of it, and aligned action, because they form lawful expansion, the natural laws of the universe, right? So what we want to start with is leading ourselves. And we have to fall in love with the goal. If we're going to have a reason to lead ourselves, we really have to decide that this is what I really want. And you have to get in line with why you want it. And you have to make it a definite decision. It has to be emotional and it has to be personal for you because a weak goal produces weak governance over ourselves, right? It's easy to go, I won't do it today. It's easy to do that, isn't it? To go, I don't want to build that habit today, right? Donna's like, mm-hmm. So we have to have something that really matters to us. And then we want to think about, is this my goal or is this a goal that somebody else made for me or what I should have? Because a borrowed goal produces this internal conflict. Like, I don't know if this is me. This my goal? I'm not quite sure. Am I really in one with this goal? And then listen to this one. A casual goal, like, ooh, that sounds good. And then maybe. produces reactive behavior. So it's a casual goal, which means that it's not fully formed. It's not a burning desire. It's not a decided thing, right? So it's kind of casual. And so that's when we go squirrel and we go, yeah. And then we react to that. And then we see this one. Oh, that looks good. Oh, then we react to that. But if we have a goal that is more than casual, that is a committed goal, then we can respond to these opportunities and these things that show up around us. And we're not reacting to these things. We're contemplating them and we're like, how does this fit into my goal? Why is this opportunity showing up now? How does that fit into my economy? Does it fit into my economy? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Why am I being shown this? Why am I being introduced to this person? I have an example of that this week. Somebody suggested that I meet someone and they connected us on LinkedIn. And I responded, but I left it at that, and I didn't really reach out farther than that yet. And then I was driving home from the barn, and the car in front of me had a license plate with the name of the person, the first name, which is an odd name, and the name is Kachina, and it was an odd name, and the license plate said Kachina. I go, oh, thanks, Basil. I guess I have to go reach out to Kachina now.
Oh
How,
wow, that's a cool sign. It's an
isn't
Indian
that neat?
doll, a Kachina doll,
Yeah.
Indian doll. And I think the Kachina signifies fertility, if I'm not mistaken.
Happy Valentine's Day. You're right. It does. So does that make sense when our goal is casual, it produces reactive behavior? Can you identify with that? Go ahead, Donna.
Yeah, I'm totally feeling this because I'm still not studying travel.
Why not?
And I don't know if it's just a casual goal, but like today I had three showings, by the way, with my house. Yeah,
Yay!
so I'm at the office right now. There's three showings, 10, 1:30, and 3. So
Wow.
yeah, and I didn't get any travel study done while I was here, you know.
Hmm.
So I don't know if it's just like a casual goal that's not really like deep within me, like a committed goal. Because
Maybe.
I was watching some training and it was talking about like you know, you have to make a decision and commit to it in when it becomes like that burning desire. You
Hmm.
make a decision, commit to it, and you have the discipline to follow through. And I'm lacking all that. Like I
Well,
made sure I completed the training in time, but studying and preparing for the test, I'm just like, yeah, okay, whatever, you know.
well, that's a question to ask yourself. Do you see that as part of your economy as being a travel consultant or agent? Do you see that?
I don't know if I see that or if it was just another opportunity to kind of like make money and I just
Hmm.
jumped on it
Hmm.
or earn money because like I'm I'm just at a point where like I don't know that I want to stay here with the symphony and I'm looking for other income sources and you know and this just was there so I was like okay let me try this.
Yeah. Well, that's a good question. You bring up a good point because a lot of people um, want to bring more money into their economy, right? And not every opportunity is one we need to take because we can't do everything. And the question becomes then is if my economy and my vision of what I want is clear, does this opportunity fit into it? And if it does, then I'll do it. If it doesn't, what could be the reason why it showed up? And maybe the reason could be as simple as helping you to learn how to be more discerning about taking certain opportunities.
Oh, it was just there to help me with that, you're saying?
It could have been, I'm not sure,
Yeah.
right? Does it light you up as much as, say, investing and real estate?
I'm not sure what's lighting me up anymore. I'm kind of like lost a little.
Well,
Because
and here's the, oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, I was just saying I still haven't kind of like figured things out. I'm
Hmm.
still kind of like
Well,
floating along with just a desire to increase my income, but not a means to doing that yet.
okay. Well, here's the thing. The long-term goal hasn't changed for you, has it? What's
No.
your, no. So what's your long-term goal?
Well, oh, about that thing, yeah, about moving toward $1 million this year.
Hmm.
That thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that
And
thing.
that thing. Um, and I still want to do that, but I just am like not clear whether this is the means to do it.
Well, here's the thing. Do you want it? I think ever since I met you, Donna, your desire was to be a, essentially a wealth builder and investor, and real estate has always been front and center.
Yeah,
Right. So is this travel agent job or position, is that reflecting that big desire?
right. Like when you just mentioned that before, like I don't know that it's fitting into my whole blueprint that
Mm-hmm.
we made up. Like I kind of veered away from the blueprint,
Right.
which I shouldn't have been doing, right? I should
Right.
be staying with the blueprint.
Right. Well, that's why we made it, right? Because
Yeah,
those were your desires. And so what happens is that in we have to make sure that the desire that you are constantly feeding is that higher desire of investing in real estate, right? Because
right.
it would make way more sense for you to be discerning about what things fit into your economy. If you were burning desire as, oh, I'm doing this real estate thing. I want more real estate. I want this, and this is why I want apartments, and I want this, and I want, all of those things that you
Yeah,
truly desire. That is the one we need to be feeding and nurturing. And then when that becomes the burning desire, the little goals along the way that show up are easier to identify. Because what happens, so for me, for instance, for economy creators, I wanted to create this atmosphere of spotlighting and highlighting and sharing people's stories about the economies that they're building. And I was like, that's what I want to do. And I want it to fit into thinking into results and that bigger feeding my economy and growing that. And as I started getting very clear on that, I said, oh, you know what? I could do a co-authored book. Oh, great. And you know what? People are telling me to start a podcast, so that makes sense. And then I can take these co-authors and present them on my podcast and really share them in their economies and help them grow their economies along the way that we go. And then the opportunity showed up to be on the radio. I was like, this fits in perfectly, right? But if I hadn't decided to do a podcast as a part of this larger picture, the radio show probably wouldn't have appealed to me as it does now. Does that make sense? And so I
yeah,
could,
because you wouldn't have had a purpose for the radio show then.
right,
Yeah.
right. And so there you could go to McDonald's and increase your income.
I know I was just telling her the other Kay that I was like, for what they pay me, it's like not worth it. I could go to Target and make more than what I make here.
Well, that's the thing, but the question is your goal to have a job at Target, or is your goal to have a position currently that you can use to keep moving you forward towards your larger goal?
Right. Like that was what I thought of with travel because you could make large commissions,
Mm-hmm.
because that's how we're paid. Like my services are free to
Mm-hmm.
the people, they don't have to pay anything to me. I just earn off the hotel I book for them. And I was thinking like that would create more income I could invest in and actually like be an investor.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it might be the means to the end. And so
Right.
is that something that sounds more exciting than going to the symphony and working at the symphony?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Is there opportunity to earn more money that way?
There is.
Uh-huh. What's
Yeah.
more exciting to you? Being in your comfort zone at the symphony and complaining about how much they pay you, or going after something bigger?
Right, right.
Right?
Okay.
Do you see? And it might fit in there. It might fit into this larger economy. And you might go, "Oh, you know what? Who I met? I met this globetrotter, and this is what's happening. And they have investment accounts and they can show me how to do this type of thing." I don't know what's going to happen, but I
Right, right.
do know that at the symphony, you're not growing, but you do have some time to, it's more flexible. But then this travel agent job is more flexible, right? So
Oh, yeah.
it is, right? You don't have to go anywhere.
No, no, I'd totally be working from home.
Who's your boss?
Me, it's my
Yeah.
business.
Doesn't that sound good?
Yeah.
All right. So my
Yes.
suggestion for you to create this burning desire is write out the larger goal that you have and really ask yourself, does this travel agent position fit into that larger goal?
Okay.
Right?
And I'll try meditating on it.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. Does that make sense? Does that help?
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So when we have this definite purpose, it we have to decide first what that's going to be. And nobody can decide for us. We just have to listen. So Donna, you mentioned meditation. That's our version, that's our way of opening up for the answer. When you go into it saying, what do I want? What's next? And I would say that you're being almost to the end of the training portion and getting licensed as this travel agent. That's your sign, Donna. Keep going with it. You can do it. It's uncomfortable because you're currently in your comfort zone. And going to the symphony just makes sense because that's what you've been doing. But you're not thrilled about it. And it got you to where you are now. It's wonderful. But now you're seeking more autonomy. You want your own business. You've told this to me before, right? And so you get to decide what's next. You get to decide to either stay or you get to decide to go for it.
Yeah, and another thing that was just told to me like yesterday or the day before, something like unless certain funding comes through, they may not be able to like pay the electricity next month. So they
At
won't
the
be able to
symphony,
pay.
you mean?
Yeah, they won't be
Yeah.
able to pay me. They're
Well,
like out of funds.
it sounds like the universe is pointing you in a direction. Don't you
Yeah,
think?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So take your test, get it. You've got this. You can do it. It's
Yeah,
just
it's
uncomfortable.
more of that terror barrier.
Yeah, but you know what? You can do it. You can do it. You can do hard things. You have done such hard things. You really have. You
I'll
can
just,
do this.
I'll keep writing that out.
Yes.
I'll write that out like 100 times, right?
Mm-hmm. I pass my test. I can do hard things. I pass my test. I can do my hard things.
Okay,
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. You can do it.
thank you.
You're welcome. So when we have this definite purpose, then we can fuel this power. But we can't create this power. This power can't be generated if we don't have a purpose to direct it towards, right? We have all the power in the world, but when we go here and here and here and here and here, we're not directing the power. And when we have a definite purpose, that makes the power focused. Okay. And that's what we really want. And then we want to attach this emotion to it. So, oh my gosh, I have this new business and I don't even, people don't even pay me. I get commissions from the hotels. That way I can just serve and I can just make sure that I give them the best. I mean, you can just start getting this, just talk to yourself, get the emotions moving and just think about how good it's going to feel. And then your identity starts matching, has to match. I am a great travel agent. I love helping people figure out where they want to go. This is a lot of fun. And you just start getting that identity moving into that destination, into that, oh, and then I get these commissions and then I put that into my investment account and I put that into my investment, and then it's not wishing. It's a decision. I decided this, and this is where I'm headed, right? Instead of going, oh, I don't like the symphony. I want them to pay me more, right? And now you're taking it, you made a decision, and you're going after it, right? So you can do it. You can do it. Just decide.
Thanks so much. I was feeling like a little iffy today. It's so nerve-wracking to think of that test, of being on that test. Like,
But remember what I told you before. Remember what you have already envisioned yourself passing, haven't you?
yeah,
Yes, I'm passed. It doesn't matter if it takes you 3 tries because they want you to pass.
right,
So,
right,
right? So you're passed. And if it takes you 3 tries, it takes you 3 tries, but that's how it goes. But
right,
decide, I passed. I'm passed. I passed this exam. Decide. Decide. Because you can't be a part of that larger vision of getting the commissions without having passed. So if
right.
you go to this, I've got the commissions, then it's a foregone conclusion that you passed your exam,
Oh, okay.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just a formality at that point. It is because it's
Hey,
already done.
right, right, because I'm at my higher goal and I'm
Yep.
investing and okay,
Yeah.
and working towards 1 million this year.
Yep. Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
So
So if I
keep
have
that.
that, then yeah, like you said, like that's a done deal.
It's done. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yep. So here's a key. We can't rise to our goals. We have to come from our goals. Our identity expands to encompass our goal, right? So it's not like I jump from here to there. It's that I have to start thinking, okay, so if let's let's say let's play the what if game. What if at the end of this year I have my $1 million? What if I have that? Well, I'm not working at the symphony, that's for sure. And I've got autonomy because I have my own travel agent business and I'm earning commissions to invest. This is wonderful, right? And so you just, what if? Start playing the what if game and write it out and just journal. You like to journal, Donna, so just journal it out. Yeah, just let it go. Okay. So this is what I want you to think about. So get a pen and paper. Jim, where's your pen and paper?
I thought you were just talking to Donna.
No, well, here's the thing about talking to anybody is that when I talk to anybody, what are you guys going to get out of it? There's a reason Donna's here and there's a reason you're here. So you get to decide what you're going to get out of it. Oh, look at you, you have your Bic pen. Good job. All right. So this is what I want you to write. Number one, what is my definite goal? What is my definite goal? And this could be for this year, it could be for 3 years, it could be for 5 years if you wanted it to be. But um, for me, I have one that the one that I write out every day is this year. That's mine. I'm not saying that that's, you know, the way you need to do it, but um, that's mine. And then once you write it out, answer the question, why does it matter to me personally to achieve this goal? What would it mean? Maybe it just means, hey, and now I proved to myself that I can earn $1 million this year. Like, yahoo! Or this is just the beginning. Or it means I can buy whatever I want this year. I can buy a new house. I can buy a new car. I can buy a whatever. I can buy another horse. I can buy I can buy a barn, right? Whatever it means to you personally. Yeah, maybe your spouse can retire. Maybe you're setting yourself up for an incredible retirement. Whatever it means to you. And then the third question I want you to answer is the version of me that has this, that already lives this, what are they doing? How do they feel? What do they think, feel, and do? And this will really help you just get clear. And you can expand on this every single day. All right. So after we're done here, finish writing and think about it more, but um, really give yourself the chance to journal on this type of thing and ask yourself these questions. I did a lot of ignoring of doing the work when I first got this, like I know what I want. I don't have to write all this stuff down. Guess what? I needed to write this stuff down. I wasn't listening to the directive. I was doing the surface stuff. I was accumulating knowledge, but I wasn't using the knowledge. So I highly, highly encourage you to do the writing. Ask yourself the questions and do the writing. Because then that moves us into Thomas Troward and entering into the spirit of your goal. And I want to read this to you. And that he says, this is from Entering into the Spirit, the Hidden Power by Thomas Troward. And he says, to enter into the spirit of anything, then, is to make yourself one in thought with the creative principle that is at the center of it. And therefore, why not go to the center of all things at once and enter into the spirit of life? Do you ask where to find it? In yourself. And in proportion as you find it there, you will find it everywhere else. So he's really saying, identify what the spirit of your goal is. What is the spirit of my goal? What is at the center of it that's driving this particular goal? Um, for me, the spirit of my goal is being able to, I just have this, I have a burning desire to have this beautiful property with these horses and the green grass and and I'm on my back pat. You all know what it is, and the birds are, and all that stuff is all right here. And I just have that visceral desire, and I know that's at the spirit of it, at the spirit of it. And when I can really clue into that vision and that image, then I know I'm there. And the reason why I know that that's what the heart of it is that I get that feeling. I just, it feels so good. And when for instance, too, I know I'm on the right path when I get that feeling often. So, for instance, yesterday, when I was recording a podcast and I was interviewing this person, when they were speaking, I was just like, I love this, right? I can tell that I'm connected to what they want and I'm connected to what I want. And I know this is a part of my path. So I can feel it. That's how I know. Donna, go ahead. I know you have a question.
No, it's not a question really. It's something that just happened to me. Like I said, I was watching this other training, and it wasn't even what they were talking about. But I just realized something that like when I was younger, like we're talking like 7, 8, the real young age. I had an uncle, my father's brother, who at the time, this was back in the 70s, and he was like a businessman. He was a real estate investor. He was a mobile notary
Oh,
when all these things like weren't fashionable to be, like
mm-hmm.
to have side hustles and everything. He had tons of side hustles,
Yeah.
and it totally wasn't fashionable back then. And he was really like ahead of his time. And my family would make fun of him though. Like,
Uh-huh.
yeah, isn't that interesting? Like I realized that may be something holds me back. Like, because they used to make fun of him. Like my father would talk negative about like all the side hustles he has, like always gotta, because he in particular used to go into prisons for the notary, because he was mobile. So they
Mm-hmm.
couldn't come to him, and he would go into prisons to do that. It was big, big money there. And my father would like look down on it and talk about like, oh, that business is so hard, and you got these tenants and all, what people say about like rentals, you got the
Mm-hmm.
tenants and the toilets and the headaches and everything. And there was all this negativity around it. And my uncle used to he used to brag a lot, about all his achievements. And I think it was just because like he wasn't getting acknowledgement for him. Nobody was like congratulating him on it. We were like, we wouldn't make fun of him to his face, but we were all talking behind his back about it.
Mm-hmm.
And that just came to me now. I was like, if anything, we should have been admiring him kind of like from my thinking today, like that he was such a go-getter and really went for all his dreams. And I was brought up with that, like you make fun of people like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so interesting to realize that.
Yeah. Well, and now what you can do is take that uncle and write down all the things that you admire about him and put it in your self-image script.
Well, I didn't know him that well actually, because we didn't speak to him that much.
Well, but you just said quite a few things that you do admire about him. I would document those,
Like
you
he was
know?
a go-getter
Yeah.
and ahead of
Yeah,
his
because you're a
time and
mover and a
stuff.
shaker and an action taker, don't you remember?
Right, right. Okay.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Why do you want to be like him, right? And that's shifting that paradigm.
yeah, because what maybe holds me back is that like I don't want to be like him because like I feel like I'll be made fun of, like what my family did.
Who's gonna make fun of
No,
you?
I'm just saying like what my family did to him that
Mm.
subconsciously maybe playing in me, holding me back from him.
So, do you have to go there or do you go to where you want?
Right, right.
Right.
Like I was changing it around. Like I admire him and
Yeah.
think what he achieved was really great.
Yeah. Admire yourself, Donna.
Thank you.
Yeah. But you hold yourself up on that pedestal. That's what I'm saying. Do admire yourself. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So when we enter into the spirit of what our goal is, we can really begin to embody what it is that we need to be to have our goal. If my purpose is to live in harmony with my God and the laws and lead by my example. And so when I believe that I need to have those laws at the center of what I do, and um, I need to pay attention to that feeling that I get when I know I'm on the right track, when I'm in the spirit of it, then that I need to move and I need to do things according to that feeling and according to the law, right? And so when we get into the spirit of what we're doing, we feel good. We know that we're on the right track. The universe then responds to that mental and physical knowing, right? We have that emotional embodiment of what we want. And we're not forcing it. It's not motivation from the outside. It's not any of that. It's harmony. So our inner image needs to we need to make it feel natural. And the only way to start making it feel natural is to repeat. The more that we repeat, we're doing it not to fake it, but we're doing it to make that our natural way of doing things. This is my natural way. This is my new normal, as they all have said, right? This is my natural response to anything or this or that. We set our emotional tone. We decide who we are. It's like deciding what the new rules are to the game you're playing. If the end game is to make $1 million, to earn $1 million at the end of the year, what rules do you need to follow to match that? And start doing those. Those are the rules, right? So let's say my what I want at the end of the year is to have this co-authored book published and have it a bestseller. And part of the rules of that is to bring in all these wonderful co-authors and to share them with the world and to get that circulation moving, right? And so I'm following the rules of what I want in the end, right?
Mary,
Yes.
uh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Did I ever give you, you sent me a link to your co-author. Did I ever fill it in?
No. Do
Wait
you
a
want
minute.
to?
I was looking for it last week and I couldn't find it.
All right, I'll resend it to you, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yay. So so when we make so we have this decision of what our goal is, right? And it looks a certain way. And in order to get there, we have to think, feel, and act in a certain way. We have to follow new rules. So the rules that we're following now get us what we're getting now. But if we're playing a new game, we just need to follow new rules. If you're playing hide and seek, there are certain rules you play. If you're playing tag, there are certain rules you play, right? You do. So you follow. So that's what we need to do. That's it. It's just go instead of going this way, you go that way. And those rules turn into the habits that you're creating. So this harmony that we're creating with that vision of what we want, we enter into the spirit of it, there's no more strain, there's no more resistance. We're just following the rules. That's all. If you want to be a top-notch salesperson, they have some rules that they follow, right? And I always, always, always incorporate natural law into all these rules because that's the way it's easy. If you're anxious about your goal, the structure that you create and the rules that you follow will reflect your anxiety. But if you're steady about your goal and you know exactly what you want, your structure will reflect the order. It's a reflection, right? So the identity needs to stabilize before your economy can expand. Does that make sense? So does anybody have any questions before we do a little exercise on this?
Mary,
Yeah.
you and I seem to have the same goal, the property and thing. Can I, do you have a field next to the house? Because you could build a barn in the field and then you wouldn't have to drive down to the barn. Oh,
Well, I'm standing on my back patio in the barn. I can see it right there.
right, right,
It's right there. But it's far enough away that the flies won't get to the house, you know?
right, right. I never thought of flies.
Those
Yeah, oh,
darn
there's flies.
flies.
Yeah, we don't want those. All right. So let's do a little exercise. So close your eyes and imagine your goal achieved, whether it's at the end of the year, it's at the end of 5 years, whatever it is. Just imagine what it looks like. Now imagine how you feel. Do you feel excited? Do you feel nervous? Do you feel relieved? Do you feel doubtful? Do you feel hopeful? So notice what emotion you notice or you have, which kind of identifies the resistance that you feel that's in there. Now notice the positive emotions. Those are the congruent things, right, within that vision and how you feel. So what you notice is that those resistance emotions help you identify what paradigms are popping up. And the good emotions, like, this feels so good. Oh, listen to the cardinal. He's so cool, right? Identify where you're in alignment with your goal. So then you want to ask yourself if your internal atmosphere, the stuff that's going on, is the most prevalent, does that match your goal? What do we think? Are we more positive or more nervous? Does anyone want to share?
I I feel like I finally earned my peace. Um, One of the things that I've realized is that part of my goal is being a world-class performer
Oh,
with all of the actions, the habits, the identities, the standards of that and the ideas, because I'm obsessed with the idea because I'm tired. I'm tired. and I want peace. But how can I get peace when my bank account is at war? And so I let that go and I just focus on my goal and I focus on where I'm going and that world-class performer. And I get to look forward to taking a rest when I've earned it. That's what I think because I don't get to be complacent. I don't get to be comfortable until I earn it. You know, I think that society or some people out there have sold us that you can be comfortable and still have it all. But I don't subscribe to that because I've tried that.
No, you have to do the things that successful people do and create new habits and create new working environments and create make un discomfort out of your comfort zone a part of the way it is, right?
Hmm. And
Hmm.
so I've embraced that. I've been fighting it, but I've embraced it wholly, and now I'm starting to feel like my inner image is more aligned with that world-class performer, gradually getting to the place where I'm I'm not okay with being in my comfort zone. And there's, there are lots of, definitions of your comfort zone, but for me, it's just saying, "Oh, I'm tired. I just need balance. I just need to do this or that." And that's just my old paradigm. It's not my paradigm. That's the old me keep coming up. It keeps coming up and coming up. I don't know if anybody else has this issue, but my old paradigm still comes up.
If we're honest, we all do.
And so I am embracing um not just the burning desire, but a burning obsession.
Yes. You
I
need to
have
be
to be
obsessed
obsessed.
with it. Hmm.
I have to be obsessed with it in order for it to happen. Kind of, and it's interesting because, here it is Valentine's Day and if you've ever been in love, you remember that obsession you felt
Yeah,
at
that's
that
it.
one particular moment in time. I know we're all old enough to have felt it at least once, I hope.
But
And
you're right.
it,
That's the
it's
obsession
the
we have to be
same
doing.
kind of energy channeled in a way that creates something that you build that you have that you can celebrate and you can appreciate that you earned it. And also sometimes it takes a little bit of channeling some of our good memories. Like this whole Olympic thing has, the Olympics have really helped me channel some really good memories from my childhood with the whole band. I was a band freak, and I was super overaccomplished every year. Right since I was a freshman until my senior year. I mean, I was like boom, 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 boom. I mean, if there was an award for the best band freak, I would have gotten it because I was, I mean, everything that I could go for in that particular realm, I went for and I got it. You know, I got a class one division in my freshman year when nobody else had ever achieved it in that particular school. The school is only 4 years old at that time, but still, it was a state one medal, freshman, right out of the gate, going into becoming section leader my sophomore year, becoming the band representative my junior year, becoming the drum major my senior year, and then winning the highest band award, the Arion Award, my senior year at the end. And then also marching in the Mickey's parade in June of 1985 and leading the entire band as their drum major. and having the Olympic fanfare and theme in the back of my mind, in the back behind me. And I'm just leading all of these amazing performers and the drill team and the flags and all I was doing was marching. I was just in the front and that's all I had to do. I just marched. It's kind of like that to me was balance. That's when I think of balance in a way that, you know, world-class performers think of it, even though that was just a snippet in time, but at that moment in time, I felt like a world-class performer,
Hmm.
kind of like an Olympian in my own little right, in my own
Well,
way.
and Ryan, those are the things that you want to keep at the forefront of your mind and apply. Like for me, for instance, I apply how I attacked the gym and how I how I was obsessed with the sport, right? And I use that and like how do I get to that point in here in this business in what I'm doing, right? And so that's when we start applying what we've experienced, like what you're just talking about
Yeah.
to what you're doing now and just become obsessed because I was obsessed, right? That's
Yeah.
exactly.
And I think it was all healthy. It was nothing really weird about it. It was just, it was just, it was just an example of how we can take one container where we know that we've excelled. And it doesn't matter if it was a 4-year container or a 4-month container. It doesn't matter what it is, but there is always something in our lives that we can use as an anchor to help us in where we're at now, in the goal that we have created for ourselves, because we wouldn't create a goal unless we wanted it, right?
You couldn't you couldn't have a desire for a goal unless you could have it. And you can't want something that you can't have. Boom. Because your desire comes from your authentic self, that spirit inside of you. And spirit goes, let's do this. I want to experience it. And we can. I'm telling you, we do this. Let's go. Let's go do it. It's not a let's go see if we can. It's a let's do this. That's what our spirit's telling us. And then all of our paradigms go, can I? Should we try? What's this? I don't know. Ugh. Right? And then we talk ourselves out of it. Our spirit's going, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. I want to experience it. Let's go. And we're going, should I? Should I not? Should I? Should I not? That's what's happening. Listen to it. Jim wants to be on stage, right? Jim, keep listening to that. Yes, feels so good.
Jim's on stage right now.
I
He doesn't
know.
even know it.
He's always on stage. That's
I
the center of
know.
his economy.
I know. I'm like, Jim, you are doing it. You are doing it.
Hmm.
And every time, and you're one of, yeah, I look forward to talking with you tomorrow because every time I talk to you, you make me feel like a super affiliate
Yeah.
Woohoo!
because that's something that you want to learn and I want to teach. And so it's helpful. It's helpful. This
And
community,
I am teaching.
I am teaching. I am teaching.
Dang
I'm
it.
already teaching, right? Right, Jim?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
good. But Ryan, what you're explaining is feeling that feeling and reminding yourself what that feels like to have that success. That brings us into alignment. And it brings us into the ability to take action from that place. So we'll talk about Wallace D. Wattles, but I also want to share about what Napoleon Hill talks about in The Mystery of Sex Transmutation. He says there are 10 mind stimuli that get us to that, yes, let's go, into that burning desire thing. He says the human mind responds to stimuli through which it may be keyed up. to high rates of vibration known as enthusiasm, creative imagination, intense desire, etc. The stimuli which the mind responds most freely are the desire for sex expression, love, a burning desire for fame, power, or financial gain, money, music, friendship between either those of the same sex or those of the opposite sex, a mastermind alliance based upon harmony of two or more people who ally themselves for spiritual or temporal advancement, mutual suffering, such as experienced by people who are persecuted, autosuggestion, fear, narcotics, and alcohol. We can ixnay the last two, right? But what we but what he's saying is that when we engage in these things, autosuggestion, right? Repetition and getting in front of the mirror and yes, I'm doing this. This is so awesome. That type of thing. Getting around other people, masterminding with people, saying, let's do this. Let's go. Let's go. How else can we do it? How else can we do it? Friendship, those types of things. Music can, Ryan mentioned the Olympic fanfare, right? Oh, this gets me going. This is so exciting, right? That's getting him into the spirit of it. A burning desire for money or fame or whatever it is. We all have that now, right? Love, sex expression, all of those things stimulate your mind to vibrate at a higher level. And then when we vibrate at a higher level, then start going, ooh, I'm so excited now that I have this and I have that, and I'm a millionaire and I'm investing all my money, and this is so awesome, and I'm a super affiliate and I am on the stage and this is so much fun. And that's when we start auto suggestion suggesting even more what our goal is to ourselves, and that creates this burning desire. And then when we get to that point, then we can act in a certain way. So earlier this week when I said, I kind of just woke up and I was like, meh, right? Have you guys seen the Super Bowl commercial? Probably Jim hasn't, but the Super Bowl commercial that says meh menu and all that stuff, everyone's just meh. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So that's how I woke up on Tuesday. And so I started auto-suggesting, right? I started writing out my goal. Just one line, boop, 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 boop. And I just was like, well, Bob said this works, so I'm going to do it. And I did. By the end of a page, I was like, oh, now I know what to do. Right. And so that leads us to aligned action and then take action. So aligned action is structured action. Aligned action is in line with what we want. So when we think in a certain way, we act in a certain way. So when we're thinking in line with our goal and the spirit of what it is that we want, we take the next best step. For Donna imagines having all this money for investing, and it's easy and it's fun, and she has a great schedule, and she can work from home at her power station, and she's excited, and she dictates what she does. Her aligned action is structured action. There's no frantic action. Oh, I hope I have to do, oh, what if I do this? No, 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 no. I know exactly what I'm doing. You don't have to do it. It's not emotional reaction action. It's calculated. This is what we're doing, right? The aligned action flows from your stabilized identity. This is who I am, the version of me that has my goal, the successful person who did the things. These are things that this person does. So your action has to match your belief, and thinking into results. This last couple of weeks, we're talking about praxis. Thoughts, feelings, and actions all lined up together. Just your attitude has to be the same, but when your belief and your behavior are the same, that's aligned. The structure of what you're doing matches the vision. So if becoming a travel agent matches that $1 million vision more than the symphony job, then let's do it. Right? The symphony job did what it needed to do for you, needed to do for a point for a while. But now you've been shown this opportunity. And you went, okay, I can see myself investing the money that I'm earning from these commissions. And I don't have to leave my house. I can be at my power station. No one's telling me what to do. I don't have to do this and answer to the board and worry about anything. I do what I do. And I get this money to invest in what I want to invest in, right? So that structure happens automatically because it matches your vision. Just like I had to figure out how to find the time and make the time to interview people for the podcast and to edit everything and to upload it by a certain time. That wasn't in my schedule. I had to structure that action in order for it to work because it matches my vision, right? I had to establish new the new set of rules and new habits that match. So every action you take then increases the value of what you're creating. It's taking you a step further. So if you're finding that the habitual actions that you're taking are not increasing the value of what you're doing or getting you towards that goal, then question them. Is this an action I should be taking, or should I be doing something different with my time? Right? And if we're thinking, if the action that we're taking, if we're noticing that it comes from fear or scarcity, we are not in alignment. We're in alignment with keeping up. We're in alignment with lack. Whereas if we're coming from a place of abundance, then we know what we're doing is going to be successful. Every action is successful. Decide that. Every action I take is successful. Guess what? You'll attract the ideas that match successful actions. But if you are going, I hope this works, I hope that works, I hope this works, you'll be attracting things that will be like, maybe, maybe not, maybe, maybe not, right? And your results will be maybe, maybe not.
Mary.
Yes,
Oh, sorry.
go ahead.
Um, you know how you're not meant to say about lack, concentrate on lack, think about lack of money or
Mm-hmm.
something, because that's what you'll get. Well, for ages, I very rarely check my bank account. I just if I want something to spend it, you know. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I know there will be enough in it, you know. I do check it every now and again, but I don't, do it all the time. And so that I would say that's a good way.
That's operating through knowing, right? Knowing that there's plenty there. I'm good.
Yeah,
All's
yeah,
well. I always have enough money, not a big deal, right?
yeah, yeah. Obviously, you want more, but I know that, for what I get for my wages for driving the minibus, I'll, I'll cover anything anyways. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to even bother about, you know.
Well, you want to cook your noodle here? Think about this. What if you had bigger desires that exceeded the wages and you were sure that the money was going to show up?
Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What if I wanted this, I don't know, vehicle and I paid cash for it?
yeah, but yeah, that this has happened to me. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
uh, yeah, yeah,
So keep thinking bigger And more money than just your wages will show up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the wages, I don't need to save because I actually know that, there's enough for other things, like,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not boasting in any way because there is people with lots more money that, but the basis is that I don't worry about it. I don't, you know, so I'm not bothering about lack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, start experimenting with even more because it sounds like you're comfortable. Like Ryan said, get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
Ooh.
you're right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is there a doggy at your door?
There is all the dog.
Uh-huh. So, what we really want to think about is that stability. Jim is talking about feeling that stability. And we want to make that a habit, a habitual feeling of taking action. And so we want to operate from a place of knowing. So our action needs to match the belief. And if we believe the laws, then we should be thinking about trusting them. That you think? That's the thing. If we believe them viscerally at the core, then we trust them. And we trust if I do this, then this does that. And I operate from this place of success always. Right? Yeah. So
I love
let's,
that
oh, go
operative
ahead.
word, viscerally, because visceral is a very, very strong word. And I've, I don't know, but I've heard it used negatively. But this is a positive way to use that type of
Hmm.
energy, that visceral action, that, mm, it's, I don't know how to say it. It's just that we've all experienced it. And I know I've experienced it in probably more negative ways than positive ways, visceral reactions to
Hmm.
certain things. But I love the depth of this conversation. And even if, it's just the four of us, and my apologies for having to step away a couple of times, but this has been a great conversation, Mary. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm glad you're liking it. That's good. All right, one more exercise. So get your pen and paper and write down what one structural action reinforces your goal. So, for instance, if my goal is to produce a best-selling economy creators book, one of the things that I need to do is have have all my co-authors on the radio show throughout the year, and so my structural action would be well, have interviews, record, add them, edit, get them uploaded at a specific time. Those are all structural and procedural to make the end result happen, right? And the another one would be to have, if we would have this summit, be having a summit is a part of this best-selling book, right? And so as that happens, I need to do certain structural actions to reinforce that goal by the end of the year, right? So those are be examples of structural actions. Donna, one of yours would be to study for the test and pass it, baby. You're successful. Yep, yep. Good. So identify one structural action. Oh, go ahead, Donna.
Yeah, I was writing that down before actually while I was watching the other training. I'm like, I'm a successful travel advisor.
Yes. And successful travel advisors, guess what they do? They pass their test. No problem. Right?
I wrote that too. I study travel every day,
There you go. Good. I love
but
it.
now I just have to do it.
Well,
I hope you
keep
do it
writing.
because I want to make you lots of money when I travel.
I
Oh,
think you have
okay.
quite a few
I want I need somebody in my
customers.
corner
You have a few customers
like
already
you,
built
Donna,
in.
because I know you have
Oh,
my best interests at heart.
of course, Ryan.
And you're also going to make money, which also makes me happy that I'm making you money and not somebody I don't know.
Thank you.
See, there you go. I like it. So then the second question is, what action would I take if I were already this person? So this is very similar to the last question, but instead of just a structural action, what would you do if you are already a successful travel advisor? What action could you take right now, right? Get off this call and start studying your butt off, right? Yeah. And then ask yourself this last question. What action must I stop taking? Essentially, what action are you replacing with this action that you're, as though, like, what action is the studying replacing? The studying for this exam, for instance. Or what action are you replacing when you're reaching out to 25 people every day? What are you doing? What action are you not doing because you're replacing it with this more structured good action that's income producing, that is goal achieving, economy expanding, taking action, right? So maybe you spend time scrolling. I say death scrolling. Lola just she goes, "It's doom scrolling, Mom." I'm like, I think it's death scrolling, really, is what it is, because we just get caught up in that and when we die a little bit. So really think about what action isn't helping you. We talked about the fact that the action must match the belief, the structure must match the vision. Every action increases value. So what you can do is ask yourself, well, is this action increasing value in my economy towards my goal? And if it's not, I need to replace it. And so don't just stop the action, replace it with one that matches the version of you who has the goal, right? So you're forming you're the architect of your economy at this point. And then we really want to move into the idea of leadership because as an economy creator, you are a leader. So when you stabilize your desire, you're like, this is what I want. You have this burning desire and you're allowing it to push you. Sometimes we put up the brakes and we're like, I don't want to be pushed. But allow your desire to push you. Embody the spirit, like Troward says. Enter into the spirit of your goal, of your desire, and then structure the action, aligned action. Then you become capable of leading other people. So when you are the successful travel advisor, guess what? You're advising other people. When you are a super affiliate, you are teaching other people, right? Jim, when you're on stage, you are leading people's experience. Oh, you're drawing them in. You're when you're writing a book, you're moving them through an experience, right? hmm So then all of a sudden you're leading other people because you are in alignment and your impact is natural. You don't have to go, I hope this impacts people. No, it will. It has to. It's lawful.
Mary,
Yes.
uh, I was reading the Thinking It Results workbook um,
Good for you.
yesterday, or was it this morning? Doesn't matter. Yeah, and Bob says, or if you want to talk to a Thinking It Results consultant. Now, when I talked to the lady that I first went through thinking it results with,
Hmm.
she said, I said, well, so will I be able to teach that? She said, oh no, no, you'll not be able to teach that. She said, you have to. She says, I spent £130,000 to become a consultant. You can't do that. And then a few years later, I talked to someone else that was a consultant. I can't remember her name, but she lived on a big farm. She said, yes, of course you can. You can do it. So
What's
what
the answer?
what's
You
the
can
answer?
become a consultant, but it does cost money. You
Yeah,
can't become a consultant based on just being a part of thinking into results. You actually have to become a consultant, which costs more than that.
yeah, right. So what I mean is, talking to a thinking it results consultant means you've not just taken the thinking it results course to teach it, you've taken other things as well.
For you mean me?
Well, anyone
So if you're
like
so you're
me,
asking if you talk to someone who's a consultant like me,
yeah,
that I've taken more than thinking into results, is that what you're talking
yeah.
about?
That's
Well,
yeah,
I've been
that's
certified to teach it, and I've taken lots of stuff, and I continuously increase my education and have um, am connected with the by Ryan with the Proctor Gallagher Institute and have
yeah.
that type of thing. Is that what you're asking?
Well, it was sort of like the way it was in the introduction to thinking it results that I mean I've read it that many times, but it just
In the
is
introduction where he says, where they say that if you, yeah, so, oh, I see. So
a
it
thinking it
says,
results consultant. So
if you
is
would
the
like to have a licensed thinking into results consultant facilitate this
yeah,
process. Well, you
yeah,
do. This is for a business or organization. That's what
right.
he's referring to. So if you would want me to come into an organization or a business, then
Yeah,
that's I could do that. Or you could contact Proctor Gallagher if you
that
want.
that's okay. That it's just as I say, it was you can't teach thinking it results only having gone through the course thinking it results.
You go, yeah, you can't just because you go through this course doesn't mean you can teach it. You have to be a certified consultant like I am.
Yeah, got ya, got
Yeah.
ya.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
okay.
Um, so did that answer your question?
Yes, because that was two consultants who gave different answers, but
Well, I think the first one probably answered the question in that, can I teach this after going through it? And she probably is saying, no, you have to actually become a consultant in order to do that. The other one is probably was saying, yes, you can if you become a consultant. That's kind of what I heard.
yeah, okay,
Okay.
okay.
So yeah. So really what we're doing here is we've kind of created an architecture with our goal. And we want to lead ourselves, right? We want to help ourselves instill this burning desire, identify what this identity is when we have what it is that we want, right? Our self-image has to match this burning desire. We enter into the spirit of it, and then we can move into aligned action and structure what that might look like on a daily basis, on a monthly basis each year, and how we are creating this larger economy. When we can't really create this economy until and unless we have an idea of what it is that we want, and we have this desire that's pushing us and giving us the inspiration and that push to form the habits that we need to form in order to do the things that we want, right? And then once we start having this aligned structure and this aligned action, taking this aligned action, then we can start taking responsibility and influencing others. So the idea is really to fall in love with your goal and enter into harmony with it, and then build a structure around it. And when you do that, you can lead and lead other people. So, does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns about that? Go ahead, Donna.
Like, does that falling in love with your goal, like, does that like, is that supposed to be natural, or are you supposed to force it if it's not there?
You don't force it. What you do what we talked about. You write down your why. Why do I want this? And you get involved in what is this going to bring me, and how is this going to change my life? And at the end of this year, when I'm investing $1 million and I have $1 million, what does that look like? And why does that feel so good? And the more that you remind yourself why you want it, the more you fall in love with it.
Oh,
Right. So
okay.
what if it's a person, right? If it's a person and you want to fall, you don't know the person right away, right? If you just see somebody, but you're like, oh, I wonder what they're like. Oh, I bet they're just so kind and sweet, and they bring me flowers every day. And you start writing all about that, and you're like, oh, I love this person, right? You can instill that feeling in yourself. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
It's
okay.
not force. It's really just highlighting what you appreciate about that, having that thing.
The benefits you're getting from it.
Yes.
Like,
Yep.
okay,
Yep. Does that make
that
sense?
clears it out.
Good.
Thanks.
Yeah. Good. Any other questions I can answer? No? All right. Well, start falling in love with your goal. Auto suggestion, stimulating your mind, getting into that higher vibration before it, recognizing what the spirit of your goal is, right? Circulation. I want to circulate this energy. For me, I want my co-authors to really get out there. I want to have circulation around what they offer and what they're sharing with the world and the inspiration that they're imparting on people. I want to share that. I want to get it out, right? And when I do that, the reaction from the universe will be like, here you go. This is great. Here's a bestseller. There we go. Right? So we got to put out the causes. But in order to put out those good causes, we need to enter into the spirit and harmony of it.
So, what does it mean entering into the spirit of it?
So
Is
the
that
spirit,
is that
so
falling in love with it?
well, that is falling in love with it, but it's understanding the central thing that gives it life, right? So entering into the spirit of something is recognizing that, well, one, it's spirit first and foremost. And the entering into the spirit of it is, if spirit gave me this desire, what does that mean? Why is that so good? And entering into the spirit, what does it help other people accomplish? And what is the reason why I want to do this? And entering into why did spirit give me this desire in the first place? And really think about that. And what will this mean for me, for the world, for my life, for my economy, for the people around me? When you get into harmony with that, and instead of, hey, I got $1 million, there's a difference, right?
Right, right. Okay, so
Mhm.
you're also like you're in the process getting aligned with it and in harmony with it. Okay.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. You're falling in love with it. All right. Okay, everybody. Thank you for being here on Valentine's Day. I hope you have a lovely one. And I'm going to
Oh, I
go.
was
Oh,
wondering why. That's probably why there's not many people here. It's Valentine's Day.
yeah,
I
maybe.
I completely
You know,
forgot.
we're diehards. We're diehards here.
I'm just single, so that's why I'm here. No.
Yeah, you and Lola. Lola's like, you and Dad have each other. I'm just all alone. It's so funny.
I don't dwell
Oh,
on it. I like it.
I
I
know.
like
I
being
hear you.
single.
That's good. That's why you are, right? Yay. I have a friend named Rhonda. She likes being single too. She's like, yeah, I like this. She likes it. Yep. I get
Yay,
it.
yeah.
I get it. You can do whatever you want. hmm All
Yep.
right, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. And if you
Thanks,
have any
guys.
questions, reach out. Yeah, thanks for all your questions. This was good. See you later.
Bye-bye.